brief that we're working on. The brief is for a client, Young Scot. They're looking to make their progression from a card that focuses on 11 to 18-year-olds to one that has a more successful following with the 18 to 25-year-old group. The focus is on further education students, and they're looking to increase engagement and conversation amongst the 18 to 25-year-old community. So together we did a bit of market research, and we each took our own piece of this. Jennifer in the group and I went round a few classes asking some questions to see what people's opinions were on things. Emma did a survey which we have the results for as well, and looking at our results we found that on average about 6 people out of a class of 18 used the card. So as far as we could find, the interest in the card in further education isn't as big as it could be. Generally people see it as a card for 11 to 16-year-olds, and if they have it they don't tend to use it. They just don't feel that the discounts are good enough. They knew that it was an NEC card for people, but for individuals under the age of 18, and they weren't all aware that it could be used as ID. They didn't know it was a charity, and they knew vaguely about the Young Scot Awards. The card has been used for train discounts, lunch card in schools, and a travel benefit card for those with a disability living allowance. The majority of individuals received the card or applied for it when they were at high school, and individuals who don't have it believe they're just too old to get it.
Hi, I'm Emma from Bold Advertising, and I was looking at the review of the current advertising strategy. When looking at Young Scot and any past advertising they've done, we found that in terms of actual advertising, such as television, radio, magazine, newspaper, they didn't actually have any. And when we spoke to Fiona at our meeting, she confirmed that they didn't actually have any budget at all for advertising. So Young Scot managed to do advertising through forms of using PR by holding events such as the Young Scot Awards, which will be discussed later with someone else. The main focus at the moment as a way of advertising is social media, as this is free, and they have 10,000 followers on Facebook and 13,000 followers on Twitter. This means that they can get current relevant information out to their followers for free because they don't have a budget. Okay, so our proposed advertising strategy is to promote Young Scot further. We feel that some form of advertising would be necessary in order to make more people aware of discounts and services they provide. We feel it's also important that we promote Young Scot Extra, as this targets 16 to 26-year-olds. To advertise Young Scot Extra, we came up with the following ideas. Billboard advertising en route to universities and colleges, guerrilla advertising such as street art and flash mobs, and getting student ambassadors to hand out flyers and promote Young Scot Extra with universities and colleges.
After our meeting with Fiona from Young Scot, it's clear that the card is still the main focus of the brand. But over the past few years, Young Scot have had to evolve with the ever-changing digital landscape. They've had to make themselves known on Twitter, Facebook, and things like that as well. This is especially due to their target market finding more and more of their daily information online. Young Scot have just shy of 10,000 likes on Facebook, and they do regularly keep their Facebook page updated with competitions, events, and important reminders. So we see this as an important way to get across the Young Scot Extra brand, which we'll be focusing on. Young Scot also now have an app which can be downloaded via smartphone, and the app is a great addition to the card for users who prefer using digital because it encourages collecting rewards that can be used. Young Scot understand their consumers, and they know how to engage with them at their level via social networking. They strike a good balance between raising serious issues and also making a bit of fun. On Young Scot's Twitter account, they have a strong identity, and they currently have about 13,000 followers and growing. The only thing is the Young Scot Extra brand, which is meant to appeal to the 18 to 25-year-olds, only has about 792 followers, and it's not growing at the same rate, so clearly we need to put more emphasis on that. So moving forward, the aim of the next few months will be to attract and maintain more followers on social networking platforms, especially where the Young Scot Extra brand is concerned. They need to find new ways of engaging their target market of 18 to 25 with competitions, giveaways, educational events, and even bloggers events. So we propose to do the following. We propose to ensure the content of the blog posts, Facebook updates, tweets, and Instagram is all relevant to the ages, and if not, make sure there's something there for everyone. We need to keep the timing right and we propose that the Facebook and tweets are scheduled where possible. When we mentioned the Young Scot Extra brand to Fiona from Young Scot, she had mentioned that the Young Scot Extra website, the one which is directly relevant to our target market within this campaign, is lacking in both design and character. So we'd like to focus on building this brand on its own by possibly coming up with new colours that aren't the typical pink and yellow seen on the Young Scot, and also creating separate social networking sites for these for other followers. These consumers need to realise when they can update their card and carry on using it at college, university and beyond.
Hi, I'm Claire Watkins from Bold PR and Advertising. I was looking at the current review of the PR. Young Scot has proven difficult to obtain any information on, as it is somewhat individual to each of the 32 authorities within Scotland. Thus, local news clippings are hard to come across, and any information we did come across was in relation to the cards being used in high schools as a means of payment and travel, and that information wasn't conclusive to our comms audit. Young Scot is well known for its awards, thus making it easy to find relevant information regarding the celebrities, the companies that are involved, and also the affiliation with the Daily Record and the Daily Mail, which they've had a long-running partnership with. After speaking to Fiona from Young Scot, we were told that the PR that's usually generated is mainly through the awards as the most newsworthy, and that any other information was subject to the 32 local authorities, and even at head office they don't have any information. So we propose for Young Scot is we have to focus on what they already have, specifically Young Scot Extra with the points and reward scheme. The information gained from our meeting with Fiona has allowed us to make this our main focus, which we must update, modernise, simplify and promote in order to achieve our objectives and newsworthy articles in the newspapers. We kind of want to generate buzz and what it offers. We also want to promote Young Scot Extra to the target audience and use brand ambassadors to get into colleges and universities. Note has been taken towards Young Scot and stakeholders and how they read newspapers. However, the people we want to target actually use social media, so that's a subject we have to focus on. We must refer to work placements and opportunities, not as internships but as work shadowing, as it's a possible policy within the Young Scot team. Bold must create innovative and capturing attention using the target audience in a unique way that has longevity, and knowing there is no budget, as Fiona told us so, to advertise, to focus on the output of the PR generating newsworthy articles, hype and interaction on social media. Okay, and our objectives are to raise awareness of the benefits of being a Young Scot cardholder, to raise the profile of Young Scot as a relevant and useful service for 16 to 26-year-olds, integrating a digital platform, to change public's perception of Young Scot by informing the target audience of all the current information that's available, like they can update their profile picture and information free of charge, but that's due to the local authority. Increase the opening of new cards with the relevant target audience by 18 to 20% over the duration of the campaign, and generate new stakeholders to be involved with the Young Scot card, especially within regards to the points and reward scheme.
Hi, I'm Jennifer from Bold Advertising, and I'm here to talk about the campaign strategy. And we think that there's a variety of ways that we could implement an effective advertising PR campaign to generate a surge in cardholders and people that are going to apply for the cards. Firstly, I would suggest targeting the new applicants by implementing talks with school leavers, colleges and universities at careers and freshers fairs, as well as guest appearances throughout the year. The original Young Scot and Young Scot Extra pages need to be promoted, and we also need to promote the points and rewards scheme, and that can lead to amazing work shadowing opportunities. And in addition, we'd like to mention the discounts and promotions available, as well as travel discounts, and show that that's a great way for students to get into their colleges and universities and make it a little bit cheaper for them as well. Secondly, we suggest placing advertising on buses, trains and subways on popular college and university routes, using train ramps or simple adverts inside, and that's for the commuters to read. Would specifically highlight details on travel discounts, and would include links to Young Scot and Young Scot Extra, along with hashtags available and the link to the Facebook. We'd also like to use some guerrilla marketing, and by using that we would paint or use water jets with either the rain soluble paint or the water jets to help create the social media and hashtags and links to Facebook so that people might see it in the street and stop and find that a bit more interesting.
So looking at the integrated strategy, in terms of boosting the profile of the Young Scot Extra sub-brand, we'll be looking to integrate the outdoor advertising with the Young Scot Extra Twitter account by suggesting hashtags on the outdoor adverts which lead to the Twitter account, which get a conversation going, and to get these users engaged with the brand and get people thinking of the Young Scot Extra brand when they think of that age range 18 to 25. We think that by integrating the outdoor advertising with the digital platforms, the sub-brand's image and engagement will be more rounded and there will be an even amount of followers for each of the brands. We feel there's no real direction to the Young Scot Extra Facebook and Twitter, and as it aims to target 18 to 25-year-olds, these are the ages we have to appeal to.
Our timescale will start from now up until April 2014, but to get things ready. But then for the campaign, it will actually start from May 2014 and continue on to May 2015. To generate the press coverage and beyond what's already covered by the awards, we suggest talking to and informing the celebrities who attend the awards, and those are patrons of Young Scot, to discuss the Young Scot card benefits. And we would also generate featured articles to be sent out to the Daily Record, the Sun, the Skinny, and the Evening Times, alongside features on BBC News and STV News. And would have the celebrities, alongside the celebrity articles, we suggest interviews with individuals who use the Young Scot card, as well as those that have been helped by using the card, by finding a job or whatever through Young Scot Extra. There will be no traditional newspaper or television advertising at all. There should also be a major focus on the social media through the Young Scot Extra Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube pages, not only being dedicated to the Young Scot Awards but also being used to highlight the opportunities available, and this will aid in generating mass awareness about the amazing opportunities that are available through getting a card and being involved in Young Scot as a whole. We would also recommend creating a smartphone and tablet application to show where and when the discounts and promotions are available, and it will also, if you would, but to access it you would need a number of the card, such as a membership number. And finally, we would suggest the Young Scot Extra only events, and they mean that you have to have a card so that you can register for tickets. And the events would be such as concerts, sporting events, workshops and some of the Young Scot celebrity meets. Thank you for listening to our research and proposal. Please let us know if you have any questions.